on Tuesday, Senators Bernie Sanders, Mike Lee, and Chris Murphy all co-sponsored some legislation that would have, it was a resolution that would have enacted a debate for the senators, for the whole Senate, to discuss whether or not the U.S. should be involved in the Saudi Arabia and Yemen war.
Okay, like, I think there's some clarification.
Yes, let's clarify.
So it's not about whether there's going to be like a decision made on the war itself.
No, not on this resolution.
Yeah.
It was to prompt that
just to have a conversation about whether we should be involved in the war in Yemen and assisting Saudi Arabia in pretty much killing civilians.
No doubt.
So it's not even about the war. It's about talking about the war.
About talking about the war. So on Tuesday night, the Senate voted to block the bipartisan resolution brought forth by Senator Bernie Sanders, Mike Lee, and Chris Murphy. So in doing that, the Senate is saying, we don't want to have that discussion.
You know, I was wondering why. You know, I mean, obviously, like, we stated our reasons as to why. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Those reasons are, you know, fairly obvious.
Right.
I think they were trying to, I guess, forego their responsibility as members of Congress. And like wanting, I guess, their part in wanting to declare war, they wanted to like relinquish that away and kind of like be able to look the other way without being on the hook for going to war.
They wanted to continue using the authorization of use of military force, because what that will do is that gives the president powers to just get involved in any conflict that the U.S. wants to get involved in without Congress having to say so. So it will be war, but it won't be official war because the Congress has not declared war on whatever country that, you know, we're doing business, you know, in that region or whatever. So that's what happened. They blocked it. Before the vote, it was Republican John Cornyn that said, "I hope what will happen is that we will not, in our haste, make a mistake that we'll come to regret." So.
So they're worried about they're worried about making a mistake about pulling out, not necessarily pulling out, but I guess stopping the assistance of Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah,
they're worried about that. That may be a mistake, but they're not worried about the fact that we are assisting Saudi Arabia being a mistake.
And because of our assistance, because of our tactical assistance, because of our refueling planes, because of our supplying them with arms, thousands of innocent civilians have been killed. That seems to me like that's a mistake. Yeah, but they're not worried about that mistake. So they must be worried about some other kind of mistake.
Yeah. So what do you think they're worried about? I mean, is there something else that, you know, maybe a factor in their decision not to even have a discussion about a discussion?
It was interesting, you know, around the same time that, you know, these senators were bringing forth this resolution to have this kind of debate. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia was actually visiting. You know, Mohammed bin Salman was visiting Washington.
I wonder what he was visiting for.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder what he was visiting for.
Yeah. Well, in other news,
unrelated news.
This is unrelated news.
Unrelated completely.
Today, the State Department approved about $1 billion in new arms sales for Saudi Arabia. That's unrelated. I don't even know why I tied that together. Wow, yeah, like that was kind of ridiculous to kind of like they kind of meant something going together. I don't know why. Why would I do that, Mike? I don't understand.
This is in no way related or connected to the stalled or squashed discussion about the discussion.
Yes,
about us assisting Saudi Arabia. Not connected at all. Has nothing to do with billions of dollars of weaponry.
No. No, of course not.
That they're going to scoop up from us.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, he called this resolution misguided. He also said withdrawn U.S. support would increase, not decrease, the risk of civilian casualties, and it would signal that we are not serious about containing Iran or its proxies. Now, the first part of that statement, it would increase, not decrease, the amount of civilian casualties. Okay, so they're okay assisting Saudi Arabia in killing innocent civilians. They're okay with that because they say if we're not included, the number of innocent civilians would just, the amount of innocent civilians killed would just rise. So we're being humanitarians and we're killing people to make sure that more people aren't killed.
Yeah.
Also, we understand that innocent civilians are being killed, and we're going to be okay with not like, see, the resolution is misguided, but giving Saudi Arabia a new arms deal worth about $1 billion. Now, that's not misguided, though. What do you think they're going to use that $1 billion in arms on?
See, that's why it doesn't make sense. We're not going to pull our assistance from Saudi Arabia because we think more civilians are going to get killed, but we are willing to give them $1 billion in weaponry that's most likely going to be used against civilians.
1 + 1 always equals 2, doesn't it?
1 + 1 equals dead civilians.